better late than never. I think Triple H finally realized that SummerSlam is actually tomorrow, and he started saying, we better make these matches interesting. Cody and CM Punk, they were the main event segment tonight, and, well, finally, they threw hands at each other. Now, I am going to say this. I'm happy. I am happy that Cody Rhodes didn't back away. Because CM Punk was like, let's go, come on, we're done talking, let's go at it. And it looked like for a second Cody was going to walk, but then he was just like, win. And then they started punching, and they had a pull-apart brawl, of course. I even called that on my prediction video. I said the most we're going to get is a pull-apart brawl from Cody and CM Punk. And not just that, but they actually opened SmackDown with a pull-apart brawl, and then they closed it with a pull-apart brawl. I'm surprised there weren't three contract signings throughout the show as well. So, but anyways, Cody and Punk, they threw hands. Now, this segment should have happened last week, because 2 weeks ago, we had all that Saturday Night Main Event stuff. You know, the belt over the shoulder, accidentally hitting him in the face, and they were like, you know, it was building. A feud should build and build and build, and the climax should be right before the go-home show. But instead, last week, they threw cold water on the feud, and it was just like, it went from, you're not my brother, and that was not an accident, to Cody last week saying, yeah, it was an accident, I believe you, you're my brother. And then this week, they're just like, they're back at it, because off camera at a live show, which seems to be the thing they do now. Let's progress the angles, not on SmackDown and not on Raw. At a live show, Cody actually elbowed CM Punk in the face when they teamed up on a house show. And Cody kind of played it off like it was an accident, but in reality, there was no way that was an accident. It was a clear, like, oops, sorry. And so tonight, when Cody Rhodes came out, right? When Cody Rhodes came out and he got down on his, like, you know, his knees or something to do, you know, hit the ground before he goes, whoa! At that moment, CM Punk's music hit. And I liked it, but that's kind of something they do nowadays, you know, right before the catchphrase, the music hits, and it's like, ooh. But this one was a little different in that Cody stayed in the kneeling position, and CM Punk kind of walked right by him. It reminded me of when LA Knight, did that to the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns in 2023, I think. And then, on top of that, though, he kind of shuffled his hair, like, you know, a big brother would do to a little brother. So that was really good. And then he gets in the ring, and Cody just gets up and goes in the ring, and they just start talking. So that was, I did like this. Again, if this had happened last week, and we got something even better this week, this would have been actually a pretty fire feud. But unfortunately, it was stop, go, with the animosity and the heat. But whatever, I guess. So CM Punk, he lays it out to Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes lays it out to him, and it's building, right? It's building, and finally they get to a point where it's like, all right, let's just go. You want to go? Let's just go. Because Cody did say, I thought you said you weren't here to make friends. You were here to make money. But CM Punk did say, he had a good counter to that. He said, I'm not here to make friends. I'm not here to lose friends. But if I have to lose a friend over the championship, well, then I guess I will. And that's when they just like, CM Punk takes off his jacket. Cody takes off his jacket, and it's like, are they going to do it? CM Punk is just like, say when. And I thought for a second that Cody was just going to walk away. But no, he didn't. He was like, win. And then they started fighting. And then it became a pull-apart brawl. I think this pull-apart brawl might have worked if they hadn't done it earlier in the night. I actually liked the earlier in the night one better, but there's just too many pull-apart brawls. Come on, Triple H. Come on, man. But whatever. At least it didn't end with a handshake or a tug of war. Remember when Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns ended the go-home feud to WrestleMania with a tug of war over the belt? So at least we didn't get that. That's my bar. Not a tug of war over the belt. But yeah, so it ended with them actually just boom, boom, boom. It was good. It was good. It just would have been better last week, and we got something new and fresh this week. So better late than ever. Better late than never. I think I gave the build a C plus. I gave the build a C plus of I graded all of the feuds going into SummerSlam. I gave it a C plus in my video. I think I'm gonna keep it a C plus. I don't think tonight. I really like the thing that CM Punk did, but I don't think it made it into the B minus range. A little too late to heat this thing up. But again, better late than ever. I don't know. Whatever. CM Punk, Cody Rhodes. It's tomorrow. Thankfully, they kind of hate each other right now, at least a little bit, kind of, sort of. So I'll take it. And this is your one take, one shot SmackDown review, where I do it immediately following SmackDown, so you get my gut reaction. We're going to talk about the entire show, and I'm going to give away this belt. You see, this belt on my shoulder, I'm giving it away at 30,000 subscribers on my quest to quit my day job. Some people have said, why don't you just do YouTube for the love of wrestling? I love wrestling. I'm passionate about wrestling, but I'm also passionate about quitting my job. So I don't think these are mutually exclusive. I think I can actively try to quit my job while talking about something that I actively, passionately love. So that's the deal here. And in the process, I'm giving away the belt. All you got to do is comment below and subscribe to the channel, and you can win. It's not a toy. It's a replica. Can be yours. And I'll ship it anywhere in the world. Okay, so let's talk about the first pull-apart brawl of the evening. We get a bunch of people walking in, and at 7:05, we get Finn Balor. He starts talking about how it's been a long road, it's been 10 years, he's back, he is going to win the number one contendership match, and it's just very standard babyface stuff. Then Sami Zayn comes out, and Sami Zayn, God, I love Sami Zayn as a heel. I just love him as a heel. He starts crashing out about how he should be the champion, how he's the guy that should be here. He actually he invoked the R word, respect, to Finn Balor, and I didn't hate it, because he was like, I respect you, so I'm not gonna fight you, because he used the word respect in a way to be kind of cowardly. Like, he's trying to show that he's the good guy. Hey, I respect you. That's why I'm not gonna beat you up. No, he's afraid of Finn Balor, but he hid behind the word respect, and I like that. But yeah, Sami Zayn does definitely have a beef, talking about how it should be a triple threat at SummerSlam. He tells Finn Balor, he's like, listen, man, it's taking you 10 years to get back here. Maybe you should take a hint. And then Finn Balor was like, well, it took you 10 years to even get the title. But hey, I don't know. I think Sami Zayn had more of a point than Finn Balor, but whatever. They're kind of going at it. Sami Zayn he cuts a fantastic heel promo. And then out of nowhere, Gunther attacks. He attacks them both. And I like that. And Gunther's like, you guys deserve a championship match. I deserve the championship match. And then Adam Pearce comes out, and Gunther goes to him. He's like, should I beat you up too? Then Nick Aldis comes out. By the way, Nick Aldis, go watch his Chris Van Vliet interview. I love how much passion he has for wrestling. I highly recommend it. He teared up. Just thinking to himself that he doesn't want to disappoint the fans. I love that. I love that Nick Aldis loves and appreciates the fans that much. That said, Nick Aldis comes out and he starts beating up Gunther. Well, it's a back and forth. He gets him in the clover leaf. Right? The clover leaf is kind of a sharpshooter, and he gets him in the clover leaf. That's when everybody comes in. They pull them apart. They still kind of go at it, and I think Gunther will boot him in the face, and then that's pretty much the end of it as they pull him back. So I like that Nick Aldis just came out. I am really hoping he is done being a GM. I honestly, what I'm seeing, just the passion he has, plus the fact that he's been he's been the GM for so long, and that Chris Van Vliet interview, I kind of want him to go for it. I kind of want him to be an active wrestler. The guy's 38, so in 6 more years, he'll be prime for a world title shot. So, he's closer to the world title scene than he's ever been in the past. He was just way too young 10 years ago, 8 years ago. So I'm really hoping that Nick Aldis stays a wrestler after this. But yeah, good stuff. And what I liked about this is that a lot of times WWE is very like, in this segment, it's going to be very like beginning, middle, end, and very clean. Then we cut to the announcers. But this segment with Finn and then Sammy interrupting, Gunther just attacking, has really nothing to do with them, but he kind of does because he's been getting screwed out of the title, and then all this coming out, it felt very like chaotic, and I liked it. And unfortunately, after this chaos of the opening segment, then it kind of went back into the cookie cutter formula, but overall, great stuff here. Oh, something really hyped happened, though. My favorite thing of the evening, we have the MFTs. Talatonga. They're talking. They're like, we made the right decision to leave Solo, but it's like we lost our way. And then Haku / Ming comes out. And he's like, he tells him, you need to remind everybody who you are. There's going to be probably a lot of people who jump on the Haku bandwagon, but like throughout the history of my channel, I think I've mentioned here and there that I love Haku, King Haku. I love King Haku. And, the Colossal Connection, him in WCW as Ming. He's the guy that Jacob Fatu has stolen the Tongue and Death Crypt from, because Ming and Tamatonga, Tungaloa, and Talatonga, they're actually not part of the actual bloodline. They're from the island of Tongan, not the island of Samoa, but the bloodlines have kind of like mafia families, they kind of like, they crisscross, or maybe I should say royalty, European royalty instead of mafia families. But anyways, I love Haku. Him and Bad News Brown are the first two heels I ever actually liked. I like heels more than I do baby faces, but when you first start off watching wrestling in 4th grade, you're all about the baby faces, but Haku and Bad News Brown, I can't remember which one I liked better first, but around the same time, I was like, for some reason, I liked those two, and then hated every other heel. But yeah, so Haku says, you guys got to remind everybody what's going on. And that will lead into, we have Damian Priest and R-Truth facing the War Raiders. And I guess it's title versus title match. And this is actually how, I don't like that it was a double DQ, but this is actually how you should book a title versus title match. I get really hard on when a champion of a different organization loses in a different organization. Case in point, I didn't like when Dominic Mysterio, as the AAA champion, lost to Obafemi. Even though Obafemi can kick Dominic's butt, I don't like the AAA champion losing to anybody, okay? In AEW, that just recently happened too. Persephone and CMLL, their champion just lost to Maya World. Didn't like that because Persephone is supposed to be the CMLL top champion. So now you have the War Raiders, who I actually don't even like. Even though I got a shirt, I bought it for $5, so I was like, whatever, I'll buy it. I don't even like the War Raiders. And I can clean my shirt, I can clean my car with it and stuff. Just kidding, I don't wash my car. But they are the tag team champions. And then you have Damian Priest and R-Truth as tag team champions. Historically speaking, when WWE would face NWA champions back in the 70s and stuff, that would be a double DQ. Or something like how Cody Rhodes will say, yeah, my father won the championship for like 10 minutes, or like 5 minutes, because Dusty Rhodes beat the WWE champion, he held it, and then they reversed the decision. That way both champions look strong, and not one looks weak. And so tonight, when you have a double DQ, it allows everybody to look weak. I know double DQs are kind of weak, but they should happen when it's champion versus champion, because now the AAA tag team champions, even though I hate that tag team, they still look strong. They still look strong enough. And those guys went into a brawl. Even though it didn't become a pull-apart brawl, it became a brawl. But then the MFTs, Tamatonga Tungaloa, came out, destroyed everybody, and Haku came out with them. I'm glad about that. I was afraid when Haku was in the backstage that it was just going to be kind of a one-shot appearance, but because he came out in the crowd, I'm really, really hoping that he is a permanent manager now / wise man. If you don't know who Haku is, please go and just YouTube a lot of the stories, because Haku is pretty much considered the toughest man in all of wrestling. Chris Jericho has a story about how he fought airport security. Rock has a story where he bit somebody's nose off. It's like just Haku stories. That's all you gotta search up. Do yourself a favor and do that. Haku's the man. Haku's the man. And then what else? We had Tiffany Stratton and Chelsea Green. They tag teamed up together versus the baddies because Green and Tiffany are in the ladder match. The baddies are minions of Jade, who is also in the ladder match, and BFAB got a win. BFAB got a win. Cool. I actually like BFAB, but she definitely does not get a lot of wins. So, great stuff there. Then they kind of fight out, and Jade is in the ring, and then Charlotte music hits. I like that Jade was just all right, whatever, let's go. I like that Jade didn't run away. Even though Charlotte will get the best of Jade, she'll knock her out of the ring, and then Jade will just be like, "Yeah, I'm done. And that's what a heel should do. A heel should say something like, "Oh yeah, I'm not wrestling for free. I'm not gonna risk injury before my match. I'm gonna walk away. I'm smart," even though you're really afraid. But that's what a heel should do, what Jay did. So, fine, great stuff there, or good enough stuff there. We had, let's see, what else happened? What else? Sorry, 1 second. Oh, Dominic Mysterio and JD. They were, for some reason, they were looking for Dominic Mysterio. Or not Dominic, they were looking for Danhausen. So, whatever. They're looking for Danhausen. They confront Rey Fenix. They get a match, JD versus Rey Fenix for the Cruiserweight title. Not a fan of, absorbing the Cruiserweight title onto SmackDown. But, I don't know. I guess I'm 50-50 on it. I feel I just don't know. I don't know. Regardless, it was a good match. JD, it's always nice to see him actually be able to wrestle. Him and Rey, great match there. It's good that Rey gets some airtime. Would like for him to get a storyline. I don't want him to fall victim to the Ilya Dragunov, Carmelo Hayes thing where oh, look at these fighting champions who just perform banger match after banger match, but the moment they lose the title, well, sorry, got nothing for you. Enjoy catering. So I want Rey Fenix to get some storylines here, but the storyline here was Dom interfered. He got kicked out. That then allowed for Danhausen to come out. He's about to curse him. Dom punches him. Then the Minihausens attack. Danhausen will hold him. Punch, punch, punch. And then they fight to the back. But Dom was not actually cursed. Thank God we didn't have a repeat of last Monday. This was fine. I have no problems. Last Monday, one of the worst segments of all time. This, just a normal segment, and the Minihausens were there. We'll probably see them again this weekend. Danhausen matches are pretty good, I will say that. We have Trick and Baron Corbin. Yeah. I knew Trick would lose a little of his edge once he became a full-blown babyface, and it's definitely happening, but he is still entertaining. However, Baron Corbin is such an energy vampire. God, I know a lot of people like Baron Corbin, but holy cow. He just I just feel like he sucks all the momentum out of whoever he faces. He wins the Money in the Bank. He sucked as the Money in the Bank champion. Seth Rollins beats Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 35, and his first opponent is Baron Corbin, and Seth Rollins, his title reign went downhill after that. Sorry, Bishop Marley. I know you thought that Baron Corbin should have won the title then. I definitely really didn't. I just feel like Baron Corbin, man, he was not the guy to put up against Trick Williams. I hate babyface versus babyface feuds for the most part, with the exception of Trick and Carmelo Hayes. I think the little interactions they had, babyface versus babyface, was actually really good. Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay are kind of doing it in AEW too, by the way. But Trick and Carmelo, that was the play. That was the play. But Baron Corbin, he's here. I did like that Trick is like just making fun of him. What, are you here to collect a pension? The guy's like 42. He's younger than I think all the people in the main event right now. No, I guess I think he's 1 year older than Cody. So it's like I love Trick just like dogging Baron for being so old when CM Punk is 5 years older, Finn Balor's old, everybody's older, but yet Baron Corbin's the old guy. So that's funny. I don't think Triple H realizes that every time you make fun of Baron Corbin's age, you're making fun of the entire main event scene. So like I'm sure Trick will be told to stop soon. We have the word respect was thrown at 7:09. I forgot to mention that. Oh no, I did. But Sammy did it in a way that was kind of like not, he's kind of making fun of or doing it in a heel kind of way. Justice for Sammy. Okay, and the last thing I guess is the so we have Lash Legend. She finally returned. We haven't seen her in weeks, with the exception of backstage segments, and it's for the final spot against Julia. Now, Lash Legend was the right winner here. She was the right winner. It just sucks. It sucks that at no point did I think Julia was going to win because Triple H and Creative has just totally mishandled Julia to the point where I was like, why does she even deserve to be in contention for this? And that's not because I feel that she's not a good wrestler. She's a great wrestler. I wish she was higher on the card, but the way they have booked her, I was like, she shouldn't even be in this opportunity. It should Blake Monroe or something. But I did like the beginning of the match. It did show how tough she is, but they didn't have a lot of time. And so at the end of the day, Lash Legend just won. But the thing that doesn't make sense about this is for 1 week, Jade versus Nia, and disqualification. Nia is so mad she gets another rematch, or she gets another match, another qualifying match, and then she it's Nia versus Charlotte, and then Charlotte gets disqualified. So why wasn't Nia even more mad to that she gets another opportunity? Why was she given a second opportunity, but she wasn't given a third opportunity when the same exact thing happened? So, and then why isn't Nia kind of upset about Lash for taking her spot? And Nia was in the building because they walked into the arena together. So it actually makes no sense that Nia is not totally crashing out about not getting another shot when she was mad about it the first time. Why wouldn't she be mad about it the second time? In fact, she should be even more mad about it the second time. But no, just not. And so now Lash is in the matchup. I honestly feel that this ladder match should have been Jacy Jayne Page, Chelsea Green, Lash Legend, and I don't know who else. I had someone else. I can't think of it. Jacy Jayne, Lash. But the story should have been is that Paige is gonna win. But Jacy Jayne actually takes the title. Blake Monroe. Blake Monroe should have been in this also, and this could have been a really good showcase for Blake. But no, instead, this is what it's gonna be. But I think that would have been a really good 5-women tag match. But the real story here is that Lash won, and Nia should be crashing out. But I don't know. Anyways, this is your go-home show to SmackDown. The Cody stuff and CM Punk happened after this. This was the main event stuff. The best was CM Punk, little brothering him. Love that. So what will I give this SmackDown? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do I give it a 7? Or do I keep it 7. Haku was here. Haku's a 10. But everything else brought it down to a 7. All right, boys. All right, girls. We're going to live stream tomorrow. I'm going to do live hot takes in the morning. And then we're going to do a live stream of SummerSlam. And then a review of SummerSlam Night 1 tomorrow. So, see ya. Bye.